Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting story time. Today, we're diving into a thrilling movie plot that takes us back to 1973. Picture this. Deep in the Amazon jungle, a woman is finding of spiders. Yeah, you heard me right, spiders. Now, she's got this companion who keeps feeding her these crazy myths and legends about the jungle, but she's skeptical. Suddenly, the woman starts experiencing pain in her abdomen. Actually, she's pregnant. Talk about a plot twist. The story takes a dark turn when a traitorous man sneaks back to the camp and tries to steal the woman's research. But hold on, here comes the heroine. She tracks down the spider she's been searching for and rushes back to camp to show her friends. Just when things seem to settle down, the traitor reveals his true colors and starts shooting at everyone. But wait, our hero unleashes his true self and takes down the traitor, saving the day. And guess what? He captures that amazing spider and adds it to his collection before disappearing into the jungle. Just when things seem hopeless, a mysterious spider person arrives to save the day, whisking the woman away to safety. Despite their best efforts, they can't save the woman's life, but they manage to rescue her child. In the next scene, Cassie and her friend are in an ambulance saving a woman's life. The ambulance is rushing, and because of its speed, they narrowly avoid hitting a girl. Cassie and her friend rush the woman to the hospital just in time, and her life is saved. They're so happy that the woman's husband gives Cassie a gift as a token of appreciation. After they finish their work, they sit down to grab a bite to eat, and that's when they start talking about going to their friend's party. Cassie heads back home after finishing her duty. When she gets home, she opens the gift given to her by the child and then notices her mom's expression. The next day, she goes to a place of accident where she saves a person drowning in the river, and in that moment, she feels this extraordinary power within herself. Her friend rescues her from unconsciousness when she's pulled out of the water. He advises her to get herself checked at the hospital. In the next scene, the villain is seen going on a date with a woman who works at NSA. Both Cassie and the villain are asleep, and the villain has a nightmare where he's being chased by 3 women. He wakes up in fear, and when the woman sleeping next to him asks him about his nightmare, he tells her that he's been seeing this dream for the last 30 years, and he's never sure if this dream will ever become a reality. The villain steals a technique from the woman that helps people locate others and ends up killing her. In the next scene, Cassie goes to her friend's party. While chatting with her friends there, she starts getting glimpses of future events, but she's not understanding what's happening to her. Meanwhile, one of her friends informs her about another accident involving her friend, and she urges Cassie to go with her to the location. When Cassie arrives at the accident site, she again sees glimpses of the future, indicating that one of her friends will die soon, and shortly after, she herself dies. She takes responsibility for her friend's death before her own demise. Another friend advises her to go home and relax. Meanwhile, the villain is finding of 3 girls with his partner. Cassie goes to the doctor for a checkup, and the doctor assures her that she's perfectly fine and advises her to rest. While Cassie is at home resting, she again sees glimpses of the future, showing a pigeon hitting her window and dying. Just like last time, she doesn't sit quietly but opens the window to prevent the pigeon from colliding with it. However, instead of colliding with the window, the pigeon flies straight into her room. After this incident, Cassie becomes aware of her powers and decides to test them. She goes to the railway station, where the villain and the 3 girls are also present. When Cassie boards the train, she sees more glimpses of the future, showing that the villain will kill the 3 girls. To save them from the villain, Cassie gets off the train and explains to the 3 girls that their lives are in danger from the villain. However, despite their attempts to seek help from the police, the villain kills them. Cassie then steals a taxi and escapes from there. Cassie takes the 3 girls into the jungle where they all realize that they have encountered each other at some point in their lives. Cassie leaves them in the jungle to find clues about the villain. She later returns to take them to her house to expose the villain. While waiting, the 3 girls get hungry. Despite Cassie's refusal, they eventually leave the jungle and head to a hotel to eat. When Cassie returns, she finds that the girls she left behind are nowhere to be found, which deeply troubles her. Suddenly, she sees a vision that shows the villain harming the 3 girls. Rushing to the hotel, Cassie finds the villain there. With great difficulty, she manages to rescue the girls. That night, as they rest, Cassie talks to the villain in her dream, where he threatens to harm the 3 girls. In the morning, Cassie teaches them about how to assist those in need. Cassie decides to leave her friend's house, where she left the girls, to go to the Amazon jungle. She hopes to gather more information about her abilities and how to defeat the villain. During her journey, she encounters a person who had saved her mother 30 years ago, promising to wait for her daughter. The person, known as Spider Person, takes Cassie to the place where she was born, revealing details about her powers and the villain. After acquiring all the information, Cassie heads back home. Her friend's wife, who is pregnant, experiences severe pain, leading to a hospital visit. The three girls decide that they will help Cassie's friend, using cameras installed in the city to assist them. Eventually, they confront the villain, leading to a fierce battle where the villain meets his demise. During the fight, Cassie loses her sight but gains all her powers.